episode of the Dreaddex Drawing Club. You're here with me, Dominic Reed, and I'm going to talk to you about a few quick, simple and easy drawing tips and bits of advice that should help you get going with your art and start making some fun steps towards creating beautiful, beautiful drawings. I'm excited, I know you're excited too. So, number one rule that I would say is keep a sketchbook. Doesn't matter what size, what style, it's important to keep a sketchbook as this keeps all of your drawings together. It could be a big A4 one, could be a little one, it can either be spiral bound or with a spine. Doesn't really matter, but keep all your drawings together and then you'll be able to see the progression throughout the sketchbook, and it's a good way to make sure that you don't lose it. Date your drawings as you go and then you've got a record to refer back to, and on the days when you're not feeling so motivated you can have a look back through the drawings that you've done and you'll see how far that you've come, and then it's good, gets you going. So something that is important to think about that you might not think is that important is how to hold your pencil. It makes it much easier to draw and get better at drawing if you hold your pencil right. So the first way is the traditional normal grip, where you hold it between these two fingers and use the other three fingers to support it, and then you can just draw away and be quite delicate with that, and it gives you good control of your pencil. The next way is the supported grip, and this allows you to do straight lines much easier, and it's the same as the first grip. All you do is simply point your little finger as you're drawing, and this allows you to create very straight lines supported with your hand. And then finally, the third grip, you flip the pencil round in your hand and then you pop your index finger onto the tip of the pencil like so, and this is a great way when shading to add a lot of pressure as you're shading. And this is also, if you want to do quick gestural drawings, this is a great way of holding the pencil and just getting real free movement with the pencil as you're drawing. Have a play around with these three different techniques. Just have an experiment, get used to all three different grips. You'll use them on different occasions and you'll quickly become used to which you enjoy the most, but each one can benefit you at different times. So as I say, experiment, play around, see which suits you best. So now that you know how to hold your pencil, a great warm-up to get you going and get you comfortable on the page is spirals and zigzags. So you want to get used to doing some different pressures of zigzags back and forwards. You can do nice and big or you can do super tight, and then you can also, zigzags are straight lines backwards and forwards, whereas spirals is a great way to get used to drawing an ellipse, which you'll use multiple times throughout your work. And it's a great way to get used to drawing this circular shape, and again, get used to doing small ones, get used to doing big ones, and try different pressures and just experiment. And when you've done a lot of those, we'll move on to the next exercise. Also, if you've got another pencil to hand, have an experiment with different pencils and see the difference. See, I've just moved from a B, which is a soft lead, to a 4H, which is a very hard lead, and this gives you a very thin, strong line, the hard lead, but it's hard to do dark colours, dark shading, whereas the B pencil gives you dark lines very easily. And then, once you got used to that motion, we're going to take the zigzag and we're going to use that to try and write some words. It's almost like doing bubble writing, but without drawing the bubble lines and outlines first. So I'm going to write Dreaddex Drawing Club, surprise, surprise. and just have a play around. Write your name, write your mum's name, write whatever you like, and just have a play around and see how it feels moving these zigzags and spirals round letters. Because going around corners on curves is representative of what it's like to shade around letters. I haven't left enough space on this page, but that's okay. We'll have Dre instead of Dread. And that's with zigzags, and now I'll do spirals. And again, it's just a warm up, just to get your hand used to playing on the page and trying to do these shapes. Later in the course, we will talk about drawing using some of these techniques. But it's a great warm up to get you used to holding a pencil and playing around in your sketchbook. So now that you've got used to creating spirals and zigzags, we're going to have a go at creating lines and circles. You want to create lines with confidence. You may see sometimes an artist sketching out an image and going backwards and forwards and really tracing a line, and they go over it again and again and again to trace the shape. For style purposes, sometimes this is beneficial, but generally, as a starting out artist, we want to teach ourselves to create lines with confidence. So rather than doing a bit of a line and sort of zigzagging it along, you want to just, with your hand, draw a nice, straight, confident line. Think about where you're starting from and where you want the line to finish before you draw on the paper, and then commit and draw it in one strong, clean stroke. Whether or not it ends up exactly where you want it to, it'll look much better than a hesitant line where you try but don't really reach the end goal of where you'd like the line to end up. So have a go at drawing some triangles, some squares. Have a go and just play around, and again, get used to drawing confident lines. Try drawing quick, try drawing super slow, try doing these with the different hand grips that we've talked about at the beginning of this video, and have a look and see whether you slowly become more and more confident at drawing these shapes. And once you've done a few different triangles and squares, then have a go at drawing some circles. They do say that if you can draw a perfect circle, it's a sign of madness, so don't worry if they look a little bit oval, but have a go at drawing some circles, a couple of eggs, ovals, who knows, even some teardrop shapes. Just have a play around and draw these with confidence. Try and complete the full circle in one sweep. Don't do a bit of it and then try and do some more. Complete the full motion and get used to going round in a circular motion with your hand. And just again, repeat this and repeat it and repeat it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope that was helpful. I had fun. I hope you did. We're going to be coming back next week with looking at something called contour lines. It's going to be super exciting, starting to look at real shapes and drawing real objects. I'd love to see your drawings as always. If you drew along or you've got any questions or anything at all, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Love to see your artwork, and keep having fun and keep creating. All the best. Love you always. Have fun. Keep drawing. Keep smiling. Keep swimming. Dread Decks Drawing Club. You heard it here first.